video. So we are going to do a budget with me today. So my husband and I both get paid this Friday the 21st. So I said that weird, the 21st. So we are going to go ahead and budget what our income is going to look like, as well as what we're going to do with it. So you guys have seen this budget sheet from me before. I will try and remember to link the Google Doc that I have down below, down in the description. That will actually have a version of this Excel a little bit cleaner for you to be able to download and use for yourself. So we are looking for our so we are doing our October income, and again we are saving for November's bills. We are a month ahead, so these bills we are working on for next month. I divide what I need for rent and I divide it between however many paychecks. Same with most things. Typically rent only comes out of my husband's check, but that kind of thing. So, you know, our rent is not $1,055. I wish it was, but we will obviously save that twice. So I hope that makes sense. You'll see more of that in the cash stuffing. But so let's go ahead and take a look here. So my husband is on salary and he will be bringing home $2,589. We did just redo our health insurance with his company, and I believe we are going to net about $30 extra. So I guess though they have a credit, blah, blah, blah. So we should be bringing home closer to the a little over $2,600, I believe. So that would be great. And then I actually recently got a raise and I took on some more responsibility at work. So my paycheck should be going up as well. I got about a $350 raise. So hopefully we'll see some good change in our paychecks coming up. So this will be the last paycheck of my old pay rate, as well as my husband's. I believe both checks should look a little bit different next time. So we are budgeting to bring home $3,145. So here we are going to do our rent, which is $1,055. Again, this is not our full amount of rent. This is half of it, and we pay around $2,100 for rent, which is crazy. I don't want to rent anymore. We actually just got pre-approved for a house, so we are going to start looking. We're not in a huge rush, probably early spring next year, but we want to kind of get an idea of what kind of house we can afford. So we went ahead and did that process today, but. Okay, so Black Pest, we're going to budget $7. Student loans, we're going to budget $19. We're not going to do Netflix or Adobe. We do keep a significant buffer in our checking account, so I don't typically pull money out for these things because it would maybe be $2, so it's not quite worth it to pull it out just to put it back for $8, $10, whatever it may be for the month. So that money just comes out of the buffer. AT&T, we're going to do 18, and then Verizon, we're going to do 55. And then we do have an automatic bank transfer. My car is going to be $150. My husband's car is $100. And then we're not doing anything for Apple storage. Again, it's like $299 a month, so it's not worth pulling out cash for. And then our car insurance is $124. So again, these are not full payments of any of this stuff. It's just a partial payment. I may have taken the Verizon bill and divided it by 4. Same thing with AT&T. Car insurance, I think, is divided by 2. So that kind of thing, if you get the idea. And then for childcare, we are doing $600 this paycheck. So these are all fixed expenses. These amounts do not change. So we are going to be doing $2,128 for fixed expenses. And then down here, variable expenses, we're not going to put anything as of right now towards my credit card. We are putting $40 towards my husband's credit card, $70 in energy, $33 in water, and a big thing that we're doing this week is our dog grooming. I realize our dogs just are very overdue for their grooming, so we need about $200 for grooming. We already have $50 from last week, so we'll do this $150, and then we should be good for about 2 months or so before we'll have to get groomed again. And then we do have an HOA fee of $13 this month. So these are these are variable expenses, so these are likely to change. As you're setting up your budget, if you guys are interested in me doing kind of a budget 101 video, let me know. But variable expenses are those that may change based on consumption or usage. So your water, your energy, things like that are due to change. And then your credit card payment will go up or down based on what your balance is. So keep that in mind. Whereas like your car payment, you get it financed, it's a very, very set number. Even if you put extra money towards principal, it does not change your payment for the next month. It just shortens the life that you're paying on the loan, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna go down here to cash envelopes. So we are gonna budget 160 for groceries, 40 for baby, which is for my son, for his diapers, things like that. Eating out for 40, and then miscellaneous for 40. And then we're not budgeting for gas or pet care. Gas is what's on my credit card. So I will check that credit card here by the end of the month and make sure that we pull the remaining money. We do have money already in there for my credit card. So at the end of the month, the last paycheck, I will look at my credit card balance and make sure that we pull enough to go ahead and pay it off. So we do try and pay it off every month, and it's only used for gas. Pet care, we don't need anything right now for the animals. And then yard maintenance, we are doing 40. Hopefully we should be about done with yard maintenance. It is getting pretty cold around here, so I can't imagine we'll do much more of the yard maintenance, which will be nice. It'll free up an extra $80 a month. So in total, we have $320 in our cash envelopes. So a total of $2,754 between the fixed, the variable, and the cash envelopes. I'm sorry, I'll scroll down here so you can see it. And then we're actually going to do $391 in our sinking funds. So let's look down here at our sinking funds. So Christmas is fully funded. So date night, we're going to do $5. We just did our date night for our anniversary, so we don't have anything coming up right now. So we'll start saving for the next date night in a little while. Maybe we'll take something on do a date night on our vacation. Vacation is fully funded. Birthday, we're going to do 12. Health, we're going to do 5. Clothing, we're going to do 10. This is clothing for my husband and I. Beauty is actually now getting broken out. So beauty is going to be $10. This is going to be more skincare, hair care, hair tools, my husband's hair gel, my hair gel, things like that. And then hair is actually for haircuts and colors. I go twice a year. My husband goes about every 3 weeks or so to get a haircut. And then nails, I'm going to do 50. So I get my nails done about every 3 weeks. So I'm going to save a little bit for that. I go back at the end of the month, I think. Let's see, cake funds are I don't think they're fully funded anymore. I actually just did my mom's cake, or I'm going to do it for this weekend. So next week we'll probably start putting money back in there. Gifts is going to be 10. This is gifts outside of any birthdays. So this gift category is weddings, baby showers, things like that. Amazon Prime, we're going to do $2. Mason's birthday, we're actually going to change this in the future. So I have not gotten the chance to go back and review what I've already been putting in for Mason. So at the end of October, I was thinking about going through and filming a video and counting all of the money in our sinking funds, and go ahead and do that at the end of October. And then we'll do it one more time at the very end of the year, so we kind of know what we're starting for in 2023, or starting with in 2023. So if you're interested in seeing like a sinking fund cash counting video, let me know, because I definitely want to do that. And so if I do that at the end of the month, I'll count what we have for Mason and then recalculate how much we actually need, because I do want to have around $1,000 for his birthday next year. So that'll be something we count at the end of the month, and then see where I need to fix my savings, because a very nice subscriber definitely pointed out that my math was a little off. So I will reevaluate that at the end of the month. But if you want to see that cash counting video, let me know if you're interested in see how much we've saved in our sinking funds so far. So debt, as of right now, we're going to put $55 towards it. Typically we can do more than that, but with the dog grooming and me increasing the nail amount, and I think there was one other thing going on. We did have our HOA that we had to add. We have a few more expenses than we normally have to have. So we're only going to put $55 from this paycheck. And so the debt we're working on right now, by the way, is my husband's credit card. His interest rate is crazy. So we're getting that paid off, and then we will work smallest to largest and work the debt snowball going from there. Home maintenance, we're going to do 5. So we are renters, but we do need to pay for, obviously, air fresheners, but light bulbs, cleaning chemicals, that kind of thing. So that's what that's for. They do send air filters as part of our rent. Car maintenance, we are adding 50. This was fully funded, but we did buy a car battery for my husband's Jeep. So we are replacing the $267 that it cost us to get that battery. So we are currently working on that. Okay, so health deductible is $5. Ultimately, I would love to have our full health deductible into savings accounts. So we don't have to worry about working medical bills into our expenses or into our monthly expenses, but we're just not there yet, but just putting money towards it. And then vet, $10. We would like to have a fully funded dog vet account. So if you see over here, I did mention these are what I would like to have in those categories. So I'd like to have $2,000 set aside for our vet. My dog had back surgery a few years ago, and so we just don't know if we'll ever have to have any issues like that again. So we're just going to go ahead and save. We do have a care credit card that does not have a balance on it, so we do have that to fall back on, but we'd like to keep saving and eventually hopefully have around $2,000 for that. And then Mason is going to get $50 in his savings, and then retirement's going to get $50 as well, and then our future home will get $5. So we have a total of $391 going into our sinking funds. So we have a zero-based budget here. Oh, I'm sorry, let's go back down. So as you can see, this shows 0 right here. Hypothetically, let's say I decide I'm not going to put date night money in and I change this to 0. It shows that we still have a balance left of $5 that we need to do something with. This is what you would call a zero-based budget, in case you ever not really sure what that term means. Basically, you give every dollar in your paycheck an assignment. That could be $10 in your savings account, and then kind of like how I broke this down here, you can kind of put that money wherever you want to. You know, my mom doesn't really get why I pull money out for our bills, but it's really just to make sure that I specifically put out this $50 is for my cell phone, this $30 is for my energy bill. It just makes sure that that money is set aside and has its assignment, versus it just sitting in the account. I'm afraid that we'll start swiping our card and overspend and then realize that we don't have enough money to cover those important things. My husband and I definitely know that we have a spending problem, so using cash has been a huge money saver for us. So I use the zero-based budget method, and I just make sure that, you know, if we want to budget for fun money, then we need to do that. That's kind of areas that we overspend into stuff on the weekend, as well as groceries. Most other things we don't overspend in, but my husband likes to spoil me, and he likes to run over to Sephora and try and buy perfume or makeup or something. So I definitely kind of want to have some kind of fun envelope at some point, because I know he likes to do those things for me, and I do it for him as well. So we have a nice buffer in our checking account, but I want to make sure we don't use it up. So I think we'll maybe soon, maybe November and December, start maybe a fun envelope, and that way we can kind of spend money on each other and not feel strapped. My husband does a great job bringing in income. I don't like to tell him no, but I also know that we were in a not a great financial situation due to our spending habits. So that's something we need to work on together. So I try not to always say yes to everything, but I never want him to feel like he's working hard for his money and is not able to kind of spend it the way he wants. But, you know, he also is very excited to see the progress that we've made on his credit card being paid off and what we have in our savings accounts. He's thrilled about all that. So I know he appreciates this process. But let's go back here. So we have $5 left. So we'll put that $5 back into our date night. And if you notice, that brings this area back to 0. So we know that we've spent all of this income of $3,145. So I will actually take all this information here and put it into my denominations. So I can actually unhide all this, see if you want to see what we do. So let's hit unhide. Okay, so this is what I use for our denominations. So if you see here in this chart here, all these numbers here are how many bills I need. So these are 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100s. And then I have all my categories here. And then so I put how many I need for, like, groceries. We're doing 160. So I need a 100, a 50, and a 10. And then down here it calculates. So I need 12 1s, 7 5s, 10 10s. So this was from last week. So I'll delete this information and put them all in, and then I just make sure that this total down here matches what I'm doing over here. So I hope that makes sense. Oh, here, I'll scroll. I went through that whole thing and I didn't even show you. So here, like, we have 12 ones and 7 fives and 10 tens. And then it ultimately calculates my total here, and I make sure this matches over here as to what I'm bringing home. So I hope that makes sense. I enjoy having this Excel do that kind of work, and then I actually just write down how many ones and fives, I need, and I just write down a sticky note, and that's what I bring to the teller. So, and then this one is actually budgeting for next week, but my paycheck should be different. So we'll see what that looks like next week. So we'll just hide that and get that out of the way. So this is what we're looking at here. We have a 0 left, so that's what we are looking for. And then, so the next video coming up will be our cash stuffing. So definitely check that out. It'll probably go up Saturday or Sunday. So if you guys have any video requests, definitely let me know down below. If you want to see me count my sinking funds and you want me to film that, definitely let me know that as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.